first off, I just want to thank you for taking the time to do the interview with us on YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
Oh, thanks for the opportunity.
Yep. Well, I just want to start off. Tell me a little bit about how you first got introduced to music and who some of your influences were.
I started singing in church,
Okay.
like a lot of people. My mom was a choir director, and she couldn't make the other kids sing, but she could make her own kids sing. So I just ended up kind of falling in love with it from there. I'm a video baby. I love videos, so that got me into it a little bit more. I love Faith, Mary J. Blige, Beyonce, Alicia Keys, just soul singing in general. I just love it across the board. Of course, my brother, dedicated fan.
Yep. You mentioned in your bio that Mary J. Blige was the reason you wanted to become a professional singer. What is it about her that you admire so much?
She just reminded me of me so much at that age because I wasn't a really girly girl. I was more of like a tomboy. So when she came out, I believe when I first saw her, she was like in Timberlands and a blue jean outfit, and that was so me.
Okay.
I mean, she was still feminine in what she did, but she had this edge, but yet she wasn't like super duper prissy. And I don't know, I just kind of related to it because everybody else that was out at the time, they were just like over the top, glamorized, cutesy dolls, and
Yeah.
she just kind of stood out as just being real to me.
Yeah. Yep. I also read that you dropped out of college to pursue the music career. Looking back at it now, is there anything you regret about that decision?
I don't. I believe I always quote Nick. I believe it was Nick Lachey that he made a statement one time. I'm sorry, my phone went off. He
Yep.
made a statement one day that I kind of related to a lot when it came to his. He had like a scholarship to go to college, and he looked at it as there was music, and then there was that opportunity, and there, but the opportunity to do music, it wouldn't be. So college is something that you can always go back to, but I didn't want to live that life with regret or what could have been. And I mean, to be honest, there was nothing at college that really even inspired me enough to continue to increase that debt. So it was like the better move is to do that. I spent all my time in the studio, so
Yeah.
yeah, it was the best move for me to do.
Okay, now talk to me about, your journey shortly after leaving school. I know you were writing for a gospel group.
I started writing I was writing with a gospel group for a while. That was actually while I was in college.
Okay, okay.
I started writing with a gospel group. Then I guess we all just kind of fell apart. One person moved away, another person joined another gospel group, and then I was kind of just left out there. And I was kind of like, well, R&B was always like my original thing anyway. Like gospel was that's kind of just what I started writing. Then I started to branch into R&B, and then I started to get into like studio and recording myself and finding out what works and playing with harmonies. And I just got lost in the music, man.
Okay, okay. Now, for someone who hasn't listened to your music yet, how would you describe your sound?
Uh, Soulful, a lot of live instrumentation type of feel. I feel like it's familiar, but it's still fresh sonically.
Okay. Okay, and with the way the radio is today, have you ever felt pressured, to record songs that were more trendy or pop sounding?
Oh yeah, I fell into that hole.
Okay.
I think everybody. There was a moment, probably I'll say about 3 years ago, that anybody that had any type of tone was like oust. Like they didn't want to hear anything. Like everybody was looking for a pop black girl, and
Yeah.
it just kind of got ridiculous. So I fell into it for a while.
Yeah.
I still appreciate pop.
Okay.
I appreciate R&B. I just think it's important that you find a balance instead of draining the soul out of your voice, because that's where I ended up going.
Okay, and why did you decide to go back to, your true roots of R&B?
It was stupid. It was stupid from the get-go. I mean, it just wasn't me. I fell into it more so just on a writing standpoint, though.
Okay.
because for a while I kind of stepped away from being an artist and just focused on writing. And being that that's all that they wanted, I mean, when you record, I can't sing in this big voice on the reference and then give it to somebody that they signed that can half-ass sing.
Yeah.
So I kind of got to dumb it down and drain everything out so they can hear their artists on it. So,
Okay. Cool. Now, talk to me about your new album, I Can See It, and what we can expect from it.
man, real singing, real music. It has a like a really, really, really good vibe to it, man. I think as soon as you put it in, I feel like the voice is undeniable. You won't feel cheated. The music, I mean, it's something you can ride to. It's just an impressive project across the board, I think.
Okay, cool. Now, are there any producers, collaborations, writers on the album that you can tell us about?
I wrote the whole thing.
Okay.
There's a feature by a rapper from Louisville, Kentucky named Royale. He's on the single "Never Had a Love." Producers Mr. Lee, Omen, and actually a group that I'm familiar with from California called The Boogie. New School and Legend. They did a track for me. It's a monster.
Okay. Tell me about your single, Never Had a Love, and how, give me the background on that song.
Oh wow. It's just when you meet somebody and you have a love. I think everybody when you're young and as you grow and mature, you basically just finding out what you like and what you don't like, and you just come to this stage where you find somebody that is just really easy to love. Like, and he says he's gonna call, and he calls you back. It's just easy. There's no games. Just there's just real love there, and that's where it came from. Just never had a love like that. And Royale gives the male perspective of it as well.
Okay, okay. Now, what is the process like, when you write a song? Like, how does a song come together for you?
The track just has to speak to me.
Okay.
I don't have any certain way I have to write anything. It's just the track has to speak to me, and I just go from there.
Okay, okay. Now many may or may not know, you're the younger sister of Smoke from the group Playa. How much has he helped you, and what kind of things has he taught you musically?
He's made me like he made me be a monster. There's a lot of things. If I ask him to do something now,
Yeah.
he's more so willing to do it. But when I was younger, he introduced me to it, but he made me work. I see a lot of what he did as far as being like, if you want this, then you're gonna have to learn it. There's a whole lot of independence that he made me take on. He didn't hand anything to me. People may think that, but he didn't hand me shit. He made me learn how to arrange myself, write myself, find my own sound, all of that. He introduced me to it, but he let me go pretty quick.
Okay, now I want to ask you this because not a lot of artists have come from Kentucky that have really made it big. Besides Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls, Playa, and Nappy Roots. Do you think it's harder for opportunities to come your way because you're not located in like in New York or in LA or in Atlanta?
Definitely. And that's the answer.
And what kind of things are you doing to try to overcome these obstacles?
The internet it is a gift and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of the opportunities that I've received have been from that. Putting my music up on the internet. Actually, Omen, one of the producers on the EP, he did "What's Mine Is Mine." He reached out to me on Facebook out of nowhere, asking me to actually write for him. Omen did "I'm Single" for Lil Wayne, and he did the Dream song with Drake.
Okay.
On that album. And I mean, just opportunities like that. I met Mr. Lee. He's a Houston producer. He's done a lot of stuff for Bun B and all these other people. I met him on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be able to reach people that, like you said, I live in Louisville. I normally wouldn't be able to reach these people.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, they hear the talent, either you like it or you don't. And they have, and that allows me to be in New York, California, and Atlanta.
Okay, okay. Now, is there anything else that you're working on currently besides, the album that you have out?
Yeah, I'm working on a mixtape with Soul Star Music.
Okay.
I already did a cut for him. that I'm not sure when that releases. Hopefully that'll be in the next month. I think he's just in his mixing stage. And then Omen has a mixtape coming out called Black Hero Music.
Oh,
I wrote a couple. There's one actually out right now called Negro Spiritual, and it's a monster.
okay. Cool. Now, are there any goals that you have, any long-term goals as far as collaborations or accomplishments that you want to achieve?
I want a Grammy, man. I want a Grammy. I want a Grammy and I want a plaque. That's long term. Anybody. I always tell people, and I just had this conversation earlier with one of my friends. It's so funny.
Okay.
You have got to do this music thing to understand it. There's really no rhyme or reason. There's no blueprint behind it. You kind of just got to walk on faith and just see, where God takes you. I could decide to go to college and still do music. I could decide to just work a 9 to 5 and still do music. I mean, regardless, I'm still going to work. And I believe whatever I get is what I'm supposed to get. I'll never feel shorted.
Yeah. Yeah. And any collaborations that you want to, no, are there any artists that you want to collaborate with in the future? Any dream collaborations?
I still need to do a collaboration with my brother.
Okay.
We've done like lightweight stuff like mixtape, but we need to do like a whole song together. So that's one on my list. Somebody else I would like to do a song with, Drake.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't? But like, artistic standpoint, like really, I like him. I like where he can go. He's so, he's flexible.
Okay. Okay. And the last question I have for you is this. Female R&B singers, they come and go. You'll have a new one today and they'll be gone tomorrow. What is it about Lucky Day that's gonna make her stay in this music industry?
More than R&B.
Okay.
I think a lot of times, from what I've seen, I mean, you can make it in R&B. I think if you take note and you look though, a lot of people that are lasting in R&B are people that came out in a certain time where it was appreciated.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think, so if you don't already have that platform, it's kind of hard for you to build it. I think nowadays the one trick pony is kind of dead.
Yeah.
I think you kind of need to be multifaceted in that way. So, I mean, this is definitely R&B because I feel like these are stronger for me to perform. There was a method to my madness in this, but in the future, you'll hear an array. You'll hear a little bit of pop, hip hop, urban. You'll get a little bit more of that. So, and I think that's what'll last because I understand radio. I understand markets.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I love you guys. Y'all dope. Great opportunity. I really appreciate it. This is my first interview. I'm geeked.
All right. I appreciate it. Actually, is there a website or a Twitter account that people can follow you at?
Yeah. Twitter is The Lucky Day. Facebook is just /Lucky Day. MySpace /Lucky Day. And I believe Reverb Nation is the same thing, /Lucky Day.
Okay, cool. We'll definitely put it up on the website with the interview. Lucky, I appreciate your time and thank you for the interview.
Okay, don't chop and screw none of my stuff. Make sure you get my shit right.
All right.
Don't make me sound crazy.
All right. No problem.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.